The headline says, "Welcome to Richland, where the local high school's mascot killed 80,000 people." Wow. What's their mascot, a stepladder? The town in question is at the location of the Hanford nuclear site, which helped build plutonium for the bomb that was dropped on Nagasaki, Japan. An article in The Week laments that awkward feeling when your high school mascot is the bombers, whose mushroom cloud logo celebrates the deaths of 60 to 80,000 people, and goes on to describe the horrors and embarrassment that some local residents feel knowing their logo, as The Week puts it, celebrates mass death. But the atomic bombs that were dropped on Japan saved millions. Not just our guys, Japanese too. Americans who feel guilt or shame over the atomic bombings are not thinking clearly. Let's stop putting the worst possible spin on U.S. history. By the way, Richland, that's in the state of Washington, named after a man who killed 20,000 people just because they liked red coats. Lou?
Sir?
The Japanese, they weren't cool in World War II. Not cool, the Japanese, right?
That's a fair statement.
Do people remember that? Do they think we just kind of dropped bombs like, hey, let's go bomb Japan?
No, I think your point is exact. I mean, those bombs saved hundreds of thousands of lives. And people won't accept it because there is an orthodoxy, a certain view that it was a terrible decision that Truman should never have made. In point of fact, we should celebrate the fact that all of those American lives, and particularly, were saved. It was war.
That's what my dad used to always say to me. Whenever I'd bring home these kind of like people's history of the United States facts from my dad at the dinner table.
Yeah, Howard Zinn.
Yeah, exactly. And I would start quoting, you get that stuff, right? Go ahead, Bob. And my dad would say, he would always say, you don't understand, it was war. Yeah. It was war.
Yeah, well, it's sort of a novel concept, I'm sure, to a lot of younger Americans.
He was saying war, actually.
He is.
Yeah, it was a Boston accent.
Yeah.
But the idea that we actually in those days fought wars against enemies whom we intended to kill, destroy, whatever was required in order to save the nation, rather than as we do now, conduct little expeditions, see if we can sort of get everyone to kind of forget what it was all about when it began.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hearts and minds, of course.
Yeah, it's a different approach.
Now, Bob, even if you don't like bombs, it's history, right? It happened. This was the town that created the plutonium for the bomb. So why not let them have an explosion on their shirt?
I mean, I think it's a little heavy to have a mascot named after, I mean, what Lou said was true.
Yeah.
But do we have to celebrate that with a mascot? I don't know. I think it's a little crazy.
Don't like it?
I don't think so. I mean, you're in a sporting event. I mean, let them kill each other. I mean, I never heard of a mascot celebrating killing 80,000 people. I mean, you don't want to celebrate that, do you?
I guess you could if you wanted to celebrate saving hundreds of thousands of lives, that would be appropriate. I think if you wanted to celebrate the fact that the United States, I mean, it's sort of strange to me that anybody would want to apologize for winning a war.
Not apologize.
I understand that it's been a long time since we won one, so not everyone's accustomed to how to respond. But the fact is we won the war, and I think probably now we should cherish it.
And yes, it did happen. Ryan, do all logos have to be about happy things?
I guess not, but I did think it through in terms of like, what if you're a foreign exchange student, for instance?
Yes, okay.
From anywhere in the world. Japan? Yeah, anywhere in the world.
Yeah, let's not even make it Japan. Let's take your argument to some other.
That's terrifying.
Yes,
you come from another country, you end up here, and I mean, just the perception
not as long as you
America.
don't bomb Pearl Harbor, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
there should be a message.
Yeah, but people don't know the mascot is actually Japanese.
Yeah,
American.
Jedediah, I want to bring you in on this.
Yeah.
What if the foreign exchange student was from China? Millions killed by the Japanese.
Right. I just think everyone's so hypersensitive when we have these conversations about team names and mascots. And I think young kids oftentimes are taught to hate America through history. That America's always the bad guy, that we have to, everyone else was right and America did wrong. So I think it does fit that narrative here. That it's like, well, this was used as a method to hurt and injure people, and we should apologize for that and be embarrassed by it. And we should put this away in hiding, even though it did have a lot of benefits, ultimately. So yeah, I think it's just relax everybody about the mascots, though. I mean, it's not live or die here. It's a mascot.
We solved it. I like it. Marty the Mushroom Cloud. I think he's okay.